Hey, cheers, everybody. Welcome to Drinking Buddies. I'm Phil from Beer Goals, and today my beer goal is to have a beer with my buddies. Cheers, everybody. So if you're watching this on Beer Goals or in Beer Goals group, please post in the comments where you're from and what beer you're drinking. And I'm really excited tonight because I have a very special guest all the way from right here in California. I've got Kai from DocuSeries.Live, one of the creators of DocuSeries.Live. Cheers, Kai.
Cheers.
How are you? All right. Good to see you, man. Thank you so much for being with us. And I'm excited to talk to you because you're one of the co-creators of a documentary series all about craft beer. And I absolutely love it. If you guys haven't checked it out, go to DocuSeries.Live, follow them. They're out talking to brewers out there, talking about hops. And so, Kai, cheers, buddy. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you guys are making and the great new craft beer series.
Sure. So, you know what, it all started actually back in 2013. And so you might have heard that Jimmy and I, we've been friends for almost 20 years now. And we've, crossed paths here and there, working on projects together. But we never really sunk our teeth into something that really, spoke to us and inspired us until it was about 2 years ago. We have regular conversation, and we noticed that the topic of documentaries would always come back in the conversation, and we'd always talk about the quality of the story and what the theme was, and eventually, we started to realize, wow, we talk about this a lot, maybe we should do something about it.
Nice,
and, so Jeremy, has been in, in the video production industry for practically over 15 years now. And he already had under his belt, a feature-length documentary and Lois documentary that you can see on Amazon. He also produced a hopumentary, like I said in the
hopumentary. You had me at hop. That's great. I love it already. A hopumentary. That's excellent.
And so that's where the story starts, because that short documentary got so much attention and was so well liked by the craft beer audience that as we were talking, hey, what could we do to come up with a project that we both enjoy doing.
You got to do beer. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You got to do beer. You got to do beer. You like that's it. It's like beer brings the world together. We got to beer the world together. You guys are like, what movie can I make? Let's do craft beer. So let's talk about. So you guys got together. You're like, we love beer. Let's go make a documentary about beer. And now I saw it, and I don't want to give anything away. Stop me if I am. But you guys talked to. Was it the brewers and the founders of Lagunitas Brewing, right?
Yes.
That's who you guys talked to? Very cool. I mean, if you guys haven't checked out episode 3 of DocuSeries.Live is out now. And it's very cool. And you guys do like a really good job of kind of bringing out their story. I thought it was really cool because a lot of people, there's like these beer brands and these breweries, and we love them, but you don't really get to know the story behind it. What's cool about these guys that I didn't know, and again, stop me if I'm giving it away because people got to watch this episode, is that they actually had a hand in developing some of the hops that are kind of key to like the craft beer industry, right? So, and they like was it the Citra hops? And so you got to talk to them about that, and like the whole growing process and a lot of the craft beer industry that we have today wouldn't even be around if it wasn't for these guys. So that's like amazing to like get some like insider like craft beer knowledge like that you guys are putting out there for the beer fans. Another thing that's really cool is the interactive. Why don't you tell everybody about when we kick this off with? Tell us about the interactive portion of what you guys are doing on DocuSeries.Live with the craft beer episode.
Sure. So what's special about these episodic stories that we put out is that there is a game component to it. Phil, of course, you're familiar with that since you won the last sweepstakes, which is how we got acquainted with you.
It was so amazing. I love craft beer, so I saw this thing. It's like, okay, watch this craft beer documentary and win a prize. I'm like, all right, it's probably a scam. And then I'm like, no, oh my god! Then you guys messaged me, and I'm like, oh wow, this is real. That was amazing.
Yeah.
I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So what is it? It's you answer. So basically, you watch the documentary, and then you answer some questions, and then you're entered for a chance to win. What is it? $500?
It's $500. And as you recall, some special prizes that are related to the episode.
Yes, there's an awesome T-shirt. I love the T-shirt. Who drew that? That is so cool. The United States of The United States of beer? No, the United States. The United States.
Yeah, the United States of beer.
The founding fathers cheersing. That's amazing, man. So anyway, it's legit. Check it out.
It's like you said. All it is 3 questions, and if the person was paying attention during the episode, it's fairly easy to remember what the right answer is, and it's very easy. As you remember, you just click to what you think is the right answer. You submit it, and there you go. Voila!
I think everybody should do that with movies these days. Get people back in theaters, go, and then you answer a questionnaire, you're entered for a prize. I think it's good. You're onto something, man. But no, it's great because I actually did really enjoy learning about these guys, Lagunitas, and their kind of commitment to the craft. Because a lot of people, I think they were acquired by AB InBev, which is the big evil beer corporation. But it's no, if you make good beer, you make good beer. We should all be proud, happy for people's success. It's people who watch or listen to bands and then they sold out. It's no, man. Good beer is good beer. I think another one like that is Golden Road here in the LA area is makes amazing beer, but I think they got purchased also by AB InBev, and people are bro, the hardcore craft beer snobs, and it's no, man. Once and part of the reason I bring that up is because watching your documentary, you get to the story from the brewer and the founder of Lagunitas, and he's kind of like we're passionate about beer. Why wouldn't we want to get our art? And he called it art. Why wouldn't we want to get our art and our passion out to as many people as possible? And part of that is hooking up with a big distributor and getting it out there. And my point is that I want to sell out. Help me sell out, Kai. Come on, let's. I want to sell out so bad.
You know what was fascinating for us as we got to know the story from the horse's mouth.
Yeah,
what you see is that everybody has their version of what they think happened, or because everybody relates. They relates to the beer, they relate to the company, or they relate to the people differently. And so, I totally get it. That people like something that is special, that is exclusive. Something that feels like it was made just very specially for this one occasion. And that invariably, what comes with doing something well, or with when success. Leads to scaling a business.
Sure.
Then it's a whole different set of challenges that the individual that started the business is faced with.
Right.
And the fascinating thing is that at the core, the person is that same person, same passion,
exactly,
same values. It's not because it's scaled that suddenly I totally understand that people like a certain narrative. They like the story to go a certain way, and if the story, so just to be specific, they were bought out by Heineken, and they were bought out in 2 phases. First, it was they bought up half, and then a couple of years went by, and then they bought the whole thing.
Right.
And it does change. It does change the perception and the how a person relates to the story. But what we discovered, Jeremy, is the actual story that comes from the originators.
Right.
Is you're dealing with individuals who display exceptional commitment to
their craft. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. So it's like, why not, as a consumer, just enjoy the beer? If it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. Well, speaking of, since this is drinking buddies, I've got a beer. I don't mean to stop you there. We'll get back to that, but I want to tell everybody about this beer. This is not a Lagunitas. This is actually out of New York, out of Rochester, New York. K2 Brothers Brewing. And I've been drinking some special beers recently. They've made some really cool flavor beers. I don't know if you can see that, Kai. This is a Jalapeno Cream Ale. So this beer, I've been sneaking some sips here, but I wanted to try this with you guys. It's got jalapenos. It is spicy. This is a spicy beer. Now, when I was drinking my 50 beers, because as some of you guys know, I've been drinking 50 beers in each state, 2,550 beers around the country. When I was in New Mexico drinking my 50 beer goal there, I had a chili pepper beer. This, I've never had a jalapeno beer. This is out of New York. This is out of upstate New York, Rochester, New York. K2 Brothers. If you guys can see that, it's like a nice golden beer. It's got 7.5%. And let me have a little sip here. Wow, that's got a kick to it. It's like, have you ever gone to like 7-Eleven and just like gotten those like delicious nachos from the 11? It's like drinking nachos. That's what we're dealing with right here, Guy.
Hey, tell me, do they recommend to pair that with anything? Do you have it like
you pair it with Tums, Kai. That's what you pair it with. You pair it with a bottle of Tums, and you never stop chugging the Tums, because that's what I'm going to be doing tonight when I'm done drinking. When I'm done talking to you, and I'm done drinking this, I am going to be chugging Tums because this is spicy. I can feel it right here. It's going to be a long night, guys. Dennis says here, I'm checking out the comments here. Cheers, everybody. Again, if you're just joining us, welcome to Drinking Buddies. I am talking to Kai, one of the co-creators of DocuSeries.Live, about his awesome craft beer documentary and he made with DocuSeries.Live. And we're having a beer because you know what? It's Friday night. It's Drinking Buddies. We want to cheers. So cheers to everybody in Beer Goals group. Love you guys. And Dennis says, Jalapeno Cream Ale. Yes, please. Yeah, you got to try this. Cheers to, Rodolfo. Cheers. All right. Having a Coors Light. Nothing wrong with that. Got to hydrate. I'm kidding. I love all beers. But yeah, man, I think that's what's amazing is look at these guys are innovators. They're making jalapeno ales. These guys need to sell out, get some, get some of that Indian Bev money, get it to the masses, and then a couple of documentary filmmakers are going to come talk to them.
Absolutely. Right. when I see that, what comes to mind is I get curious about the story. I wonder, what's the story behind that beer? Because that has to be one crazy story, for them to have gone all the way to creating a beer that's that outstanding.
The story was, hey, what can we put in beer that would be nuts? Like people would talk about. That's what it's about. It's about grabbing people's attention and being like, look, I've got a jalapeno beer. That's what the brewers are thinking. Okay, so if you brewed beer, I don't brew beer myself. I know a lot of people home brew. Here's a question to everybody watching. What would be an ingredient that you could put in beer? This past week, we've been talking about people who put pickles and ranch in beer and people in salt. A lot of people put salt. I put ranch in beer, but I'm weird. What would be an ingredient that you could put? Do you think it would actually taste good with the beer? I don't know. Like the weirdest, I had garlic last week. Now I'm drinking a jalapeno beer. What do you think, Ty? What would be a good ingredient if you put anything in a drink? Like boom.
Okay, so you went all the way to garlic. You did a detour by with the jalapeno. Let's see here. Has anybody ever, just when I thought of this, it doesn't sound like a good idea. There's
sorry, Kai. Matt Evers says tomato juice. Yeah, a lot of people do tomato juice. Nice. Okay, sorry, Kai. You were saying yes.
Yeah, I mean there's they make drinks. I mean the health, go with quail. I don't know if that would taste good, but
quail, like quail eggs.
No, not quail. I mean, excuse me.
I was like, dang, wow. This guy's hardcore, guys. Quail, give me some quail beer.
I'm sorry, that's a slip of the tongue. It's kale.
Kale beer. There might be a kale beer. Yeah, I'm just trying to see what our friends in
I
Beer
don't know
Girls
why they
are
came up.
doing.
Oh yeah, I mean kale. Yeah.
We can do veal. We can get weird, man. We can make everybody upset. We'll do veal beers and like tortoise eggs. I don't know, I'm just kidding. Oh man, we're getting silly here tonight. Yeah, again, you guys are joining us. Cheers. This is Drinking Buddies. And what I was going to say is we should actually show, if you want to play, we could, if you want to introduce the clip here, we have it's sort of like a trailer of, how would you describe it? It's like a trailer of the episode of the new DocuSeries.Live from Farm to Glass, episode 3, which came out this past January 12th. And we can show the good people a quick clip of it if you'd like.
Absolutely. Show the trail. It's a summary of the, of the episode. Leave some intrigue, and I'd love to, to give some commentary on.
Okay, here we'll play it right here. There, I hope everybody can see it. I think everybody can see it. We'll play it right here. Here we go. All right, I think we'll still be able to talk. Whoop, 1 second. Here we go, and. All right.
Is it playing?
Wait, did I play? Oops. No, I didn't do it. I played the wrong one. Oops, sorry. Here we go.
There we go.
Coolest hop flavor.
So the demand for your product is going to go through the roof.
The sophistication level grew exponentially, I think.
And we were just the right people at the right time.
Nice. Well done, man. So those were some of the guys from we were just talking about. Those are the guys.
Yeah, those are
Lagunitas.
the hop farmers up in Yakima. So let me just give just a bit of the background story. So we were up in Yakima right at harvest season, which is September, and we were so graciously invited to come along as basically as guests, meaning that the brewmaster of Lagunitas, Jeremy, he was going there anyway, and we were invited to tag along and just basically be a fly on the wall.
Nice.
And so we were given the same tours that are given to brewers that come from all over and are able to take a look and evaluate the hops. What you saw there, all the sniffing.
Oh, I love the sniffing. The guy with the nose. Wait, see if I can do the guy with the nose. I got a big nose.
Yes,
Wait, watch.
So that exercise is, or that practice is, in inhaling the flavors and determining, what kind of, what that hop could possibly, possibly yield. And so, we partook in the exercise, and of course, I have an untrained nose.
Right. Yeah.
But I can tell you one thing. One of the things that was the most memorable is when you walk through a field full of fresh hops.
Wow! Now there's a beer goal. Just like, ah.
It's like being in. It's like a scented breeze.
Wow.
And the smell was just unbelievable. It was citrusy. It was there was a bit of grapefruit sometimes. Sometimes it
wow.
It almost started leaning towards what was it?
Did it smell like beer? Did it smell like beer, or was it just like it was like sort of that danky, like kind of strong smell, or like was it plant like, or was like what was it, just like overpowering, like hop? Right.
Yeah, you definitely feel that you're close to nature, and there's a freshness in the air. Definitely not definitely not dank or anything like that. It was just extremely fresh, like an air freshener
Nice.
But outside.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, no, I love that. I would love to just like run. Here's a beer goal of mine: run through a hop field and just like be covered in hops, and then like drink a beer in the hop field. They should offer tours of that. Go to the hop farm and like, do they offer you beer like when you're there, like looking at the hops? Do you get like
Absolutely.
Oh, that's so cool.
When we were we went to Carpenter Ranches. They've they've been there for 6 generations.
Wow.
And after they took us through the fields, and so just that you get a sense of scale, a hop vine is about 18 feet.
Wow, 18 feet. That's huge.
Yeah, and you're walking through these vines, and you get to smell the freshness of the hops. I mean, while it's still on the vine, and then at the end of the day, we were taken to this tasting room, and I mean it's just a completely different experience when you're literally where the flavors that
where it's coming, like seeing it from the ground, from Mother Nature, from the earth, delivering us the beers. Cheers to farmers. Cheers to farmers who bring us the fresh hops. And all right, yeah, can I get a cheers for farmers, everybody?
Absolutely. And so
that's amazing.
You saw that one quick clip that looked like we were at a lab,
right?
And when that is an extremely interesting piece of the story, because that's when they go into the detail of explaining how they actually make these. They cultivate these different flavors, and so it's just absolutely fascinating, because what you're seeing, especially when it comes to farmers, and I got to tell you, for somebody who lives in a metropolitan area, I don't know if I'll ever be able to fully appreciate just how special farmers are, because their life is regimented by what nature does.
Exactly.
And the scale of the problems that they have to solve is orders of magnitude that are so much greater than what we have to deal with.
Exactly.
Oh,
my email crashed, like whatever. Like it's like, oh, like there's like a drought and I can't grow this strain of hops, so that beer that we were gonna sell that we already pre-ordered or we already pre-sold to all the distributors is like down the no, that's a nightmare. I wouldn't be able to handle that. Yeah, that's incredible.
So it just, you have such a level of respect for somebody who is has taken such a huge responsibility.
Sorry, it's the jalapeno.
Did it come out through your nose or something?
Oh my god! People are just joining us. I'm drinking a jalapeno beer. Sorry to cut you off, Kai, but like this is like, oh my gosh, this is a jalapeno cream ale from Rochester, New York. It is so spicy. It is a spicy beer. What's the spiciest beer you guys have ever had? Because that's just intense, man. Woo! I don't know. I wonder, like, wow, like these crazy flavors. Oh, there was a hop. This speaking of hops, this is used with a Chinook hop. So I don't know the difference between my hops. I got to learn. I got to get into it, like hardcore, become like a hop aficionado. I know like the Citra hops. I know that's what those guys are using at Lagunitas. They helped develop, which is really cool. But yeah, we gotta expand our craft beer and hop knowledge. So thank you guys so much for doing that, for going and interviewing these brewers and learning just kind of the tools of the trade, so that beer fans like us can appreciate it more. Like I think that's really important. And the way you guys can appreciate it is to go to DocuSeries.Live and check out their new episode. And I have another clip. This is the interactive part of it, right? So that we can actually here, I'll show this part too. So we got the watch, play, win. So this is the coolest part. So you learn everything that we were just talking about. Watch this show, you'll learn even more stuff. And then you're like, boom, have a beer, sit back, answer some questions. And like me, how I met you guys was I won $500 and some cool swag. So it was pretty cool.
You spent it on beer, right?
I did. I actually did. Okay. I got a cool... Yeah, here we go. The little music going. Oh wait, I'm doing it again. I'm playing the wrong one. How do I keep doing this? There we go. There it is. Woo!
So, by the way, if anybody's wondering how to access the episode, it's real easy. You can access it on Facebook. You can access it, of course,
Go to DocuSeries.Live on Facebook, right? You have it pinned on your page?
Yeah, you can access it through Instagram. You can also go to, you can type in the URL DocuSeries.Live, and then you can see all the episodes. You can see it practically from wherever you want, on your phone, obviously.
Nice.
on your desktop. We made it very, very easy to access.
I think it's cool. It's such a cool idea to get people involved, to actually, because then, like, we watch stuff all day, like 24 hours a day, like streaming Netflix, and excuse me, and then it's like, what did I just watch? Half the time I watch hours of TV, I don't even remember. But you're actually forcing people, because they're gonna wanna pay attention to what they're watching, so they can win the prize at the end. And I think that's smart. That's like some good. That's the hops talking. That's some good stuff right there, man.
Yeah, you notice that we made the questions real easy. Even if you're buzzed, or you think you may have missed something, it's fairly easy to answer those questions.
Perfect. I mean, I did it. I mean, look at me. I mean, I did it. So, Jesus, come on. You guys can do it. Cheers. All right. I have a beer documentary. You ready? I have a movie documentary to pitch you guys for DocuSeries. Like, you got this?
I'm listening.
This is like Beer Goals, the movie. This is my dream documentary. I want to make a beer documentary just like you guys. And what I want to do is, I'm already, I'm going across the country drinking 50 beers in each state. But my real goal, I think would be really cool, is I've been doing beer, which in order to do that, I've been trading beer with a lot of people. Like I mentioned earlier, I have our good friend James in Montana, who's been sending me some awesome Montana beers. And trading with people around the country. But what I think would be the ultimate beer trade, the ultimate beer goal beer trade, would be to start with find the cheapest, most disgusting, just pisswater beer, as the beer snobs call it, that you could possibly find. Like, go to a gas station and get, I don't even know, a Miller High Life, or what's below a Miller High Life? Got a beast. Yeah, just like one of those $5 for a 24-pack beers. Beating Milwaukee's Best. Oh man, the ones the college kids drink. And just whatever the cheapest beer you can find. Go to a gas station, get that beer, take that one can, and I want to see how many times I can trade it till I get to the most expensive beer in the world. Which there's the Sam Adams Utopias, which cost $200 a bottle. Wow. And I think there's beers that are even above that that are like crazy, but you have to be in the Illuminati to know about or something. They're not even they're just like these secret top shelf beers. They're thousands of dollars, they've been aged. So I would go and see how many times I can trade that disgusting gas station beer, and just until I get to the most expensive beer in the world, which may or may not be St. Adams Utopias. If anybody knows in the comments, tell me what the most expensive beer is. And that's Beer Goals, the movie. Sold. Let's do it, Kai. Beer Goals and DocuSeries.Live. We're gonna make a movie. We're gonna document trading up from the worst beer ever, $2 garbage can gas station beer, to the most expensive. Let me get the hops in this, and then I'll have it on a silver plate, and and there'll be rules too. I couldn't tell anybody. So if you say to people oh, I'm making a documentary, I'm doing a thing, no, it has to be documented. This is all word of mouth. I can't name drop I'm doing a thing, because once you tell people you're doing a thing, then they want to be part of the thing, and we'll do it. Can't do that. Has to be completely authentic. Beer goal, gas station beer to world's most expensive beer documentary. Let's make it happen. So
I already have a visual of how that would work out. We definitely have to equip you with a GoPro that you'd wear on them. Yeah, so that you said you want it to be authentic, and it can't be staged. So a lot of it is going to have to be captured through your direct interactions.
Like a GoPro on my head.
Totally.
I have a GoPro on my head.
Yeah, well, that would we'd maybe have to have some hidden cameras.
Right, right. Or just like talking to people, or like go to like a bottle, like a bottle swap, or like like a bottle share, and because those guys are hardcore, man. I love bottle shares, but those are like the true beer aficionados. They would have the good stuff, and they would know about the secret like top shelf beers that are out there, the $1,000 beers. Because I'm just like, oh, like Sam Adams Utopias. I'm like, oh, okay. But I bet you, like, we could find, and it would get weird too, man. Like, yeah. Denise says Keystone Light. Yeah, we'd start with like a Keystone Light and then work our way up. Oh, Keystone Light. Oh.
Hey, who knows where it would lead you? Because I imagine that the top shelf probably don't even have labels because they're made in such small batches.
Yes.
And it must be so secret just to be able to know where it is.
Yeah, like you go and it turns into it turns into the Hunger Games, or like the just like you go into a secret room and there's like people like
you'd have to be initiated first. You'd have to go through all kinds of rituals before you're allowed to even sip it. So
it's like an Eyes Wide. It's like that scene in Eyes Wide Shut. Like I have to wear masks. It's like, oh man, oh man, that would be amazing. Yeah, I'm in. Let's do it. All right, I'm going to the gas station tonight. Let's start filming. Let's put it together. That's my beer documentary. Like it's called The Great Beer Trade. Beer Goals, The Great Beer Trade. Yeah, be awesome. Yeah. All right, so cheers to everyone. If you're just joining us, I am here with Kai from DocuSeries.Live, who has an awesome episode out all about craft beer and the brewers at Lagunitas who helped develop some of the amazing hops that go into craft beer. And what are you guys drinking tonight? Because I am drinking a Jalapeno Cream Ale from K2 Brothers Brewing out of Rochester, New York. And this is, God, I can't tell you how spicy this is. Like, my throat is going to be like burning like all night. Somebody asked me, what are you going to pair this with? I'm going to pair it with Tums and Alka-Seltzer, and I would say a good night's sleep, but I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep tonight. So,
Hey, by the way, just to circle back on the story,
sure.
With regards to where the title "Farm to Glass."
Yes, Farm to Glass. I love that.
Yeah. Now, it goes back to an interview of Ron, of Lindenbush back in 2013, and he was just talking. And he's explaining, the importance of the relationships that they built, that they forged and that they nurtured over time with the hop farmers, and we started to get a sense that was the story. The story was how important relationships are, and we're listening to what we started. So then we started asking questions. As you know, with any relationship, there's always an origin story. Well, how did it start? Because you have to first meet someone. What's the context? What led you to meet this person? And that's where the story gets really interesting, because when you hear both sides of the story, when you hear the story from the brewer's side, and you hear the story from the hop farmer's side, and the circumstances that they were in. I'm not going to go into into detail or anything. But
gotta watch the show.
But you find out that these relationships are really special, and that you're witnessing something that's rare, in the world of business, really.
Right. Exactly.
And so at the end of this of sharing this, Ron lifts his glass, with a smile and a twinkle in his eye, and he says, "It's Farm to Glass."
Oh, that's great.
That was just so poetic how he said it.
I love that.
Jeremy and I looked at each other, and we thought, that's it.
Farm to Glass.
That's the title of the episode.
I love that. Well, because you were talking about just like going through the hop field, and I think that's probably something most beer fans haven't experienced. I mean, they could open it up. I hear where I live, there's a farm that does like all kinds of like rides, and you can go pet the animals and blah, blah, blah. They should do that. Can you imagine like beer lovers get to go like, go get to pet the hops? You get to go have a beer. They go hops and like smell the hops and like be with it. That would be amazing. So they should give tractor rides and stuff like that. Yeah, but no, Farm to Glass. I mean, that really brings it, because I think most people think of brewing when they think of beer. It's almost like more of an industrial, which is part of it, which is the industrial side of it, like the big tanks, and you have like the whole brewing process, which is more industrial. But there's that before you get to that, there's the farm aspect of it, which is like so important, or there would be no beer. So I think just bringing that home for everybody is really awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Awesome. All right. We want to take any. Does anybody have any questions for Kai? We'll take some questions from the audience. No? That would be more immediate. Where am I looking? Oh, here we go. This is cool. Cheers, Jonathan. All right. All right. Well, I've got a question. We can see this on. Do you guys have a website, DocuSeries.Live.com, or where can they go?
You can go to DocuSeries.Live. You can go to Instagram.
Nice.
DocuSeries.Live and just go to the link in bio. But the easiest access is on Facebook, as you've so graciously shared.
For sure, man.
Phil, on Beer Goals, the Beer Goals page. So yeah, it's really easy to find, and you now, if you go to DocuSeries Live on Facebook, you can see the episode right there on Facebook.
Got my dad juice right here. All right, we do have a question. We have a couple questions. All right, Jonathan Robert Friedman out of Santa Monica, California says, "Where do you see beer-related farming going in the future?"
Oh wow, I think that's a good question, and I have to preempt by saying I'm in no way an expert. I can only
not at all. No, but you're a person of the world who has interviewed brewers, so you probably know more than most of us.
so here's what I can share that surprised me when we were looking at the facilities, is that the technology that they have to monitor, the processing of the hops is very sophisticated. So to answer this question, where is it going in the future? It appeared that the whole the whole process of creating these new flavors and being able to then produce them on a mass scale with the utmost quality.
Sure.
That's what seemed to be the future, and what I mean by that is,
right.
as everybody knows, technology, doesn't replace anything. It gives us greater awareness. So, for example, if you look at something as simple as weather patterns, you can better anticipate, what the weather's going to be like.
Sure.
When you looked at all the different instruments they had for testing the humidity, for testing, just the
right,
at every step of the process they were monitoring.
It's an aid, but it shouldn't be a crutch. It's more of an aid. Like they want to use the process in order to develop new flavors, like use the new farming techniques in order to really cultivate, and make it better, as opposed to just being. You don't want to auto-tune the beer, is what you're saying. You don't want to just like, oh, hey, this is cool. Let's just keep doing this, even though it's horrible. Let's use the technology to make beer even better. I'm excited to see where that goes. I just want to live long enough to see, drink more beer. That's my thing. Really, I just want to see the beer future. Everybody talks about flying cars. I want to know what's going on with beer. Great question, Jonathan Robert Friedman. Let's see. Denise says, no questions. I'm putting a stroll through a hops farm on my bucket list. Yes, beer goal bucket list, hop farms. Let's do it.
Absolutely. That's one of beer goals. Yeah.
All right. So I think I'm going to chug this jalapeno beer because I want to get it down. I think the best way when you have a weird speaking of interesting flavors that the beer farmers are providing us with, I've got this jalapeno beer, and I think the best way for me to imbibe the rest of it is by chugging it. You think I should do it, Kai? You think I should chug this jalapeno beer?
It sounds dangerous, but if there's
do you want to see a grown man puke? Do you want to see a grown man puke tonight? All right. So I am going to, the best way to down the hatch with this jalapeno beer is for me to chug it. All right, Kai, we're going to do it. You ready?
All right, man.
1, 2, 3, let's do it. Woo! Oh, it burns. It burns. Oh. Woo, man. Wow. Oh, I just chugged a jalapeno cream ale, and I don't think I'm going to be the same. I don't think I'm going to be the same, Kai.
I'll check in with you tomorrow and see if.
Yeah, someone better do like a wellness check on me. Woo! Like right now. Man, hold on. Okay, we're good, and we're back.
Breathe.
Hey everyone, welcome to Drinking Buddies. I'm Phil from Beer Goals. Oh wait, we already did that.
It reset everything.
Yeah, wow. I was just like, yeah. So that's speaking of interesting flavors. That was interesting flavor. That's probably one of the most interesting flavors I've ever had. Well, before I have a heart attack and pass out, thank you so much, Kai, for being with us on Drinking Buddies tonight. Everybody, let us know what you're drinking in the comments. It's Friday. Don't drink alone. Drink with us. Go check out DocuSeries.Live. Oh, excuse me. Check out DocuSeries.Live, where good social media is bought and sold. I don't know. And you can win $500 and some cash and prizes.
Yeah.
So, and you get to watch an awesome documentary about the craft beer industry and some really amazing brewers. So,
and watch episode 1 and 2. This is the third episode. If you want to get a full appreciation for the episode 3, make sure you watch episode 1 and 2. It's binge watching. If you want to binge watch,
don't binge drink, binge watch.
Yeah.
Or binge drink, whatever you want to do. It's Beer Goals. Cheers.
Phil, I really appreciate you having me on, and thank you for your support and for spreading the word.
Of course. All right, everybody. Let's have one more cheers around the world. Cheers, Kai. DocuSeries.Live. Cheers. Check it out. Thank you so much. This has been Drinking Buddies. Beer Goals, everybody. Woo! Thank you.
All right. Take care.